Hi there. Thank you for tuning in. I'm stressed, but I love stress. In fact, I'm a big fan of stress. For the past many years, I turned down countless number of speaking invitations on topics like how to live a stress-free life, how to be stress-free, or even how to get rid of stress, and so on. And today, I'm here to tell you why I love stress and why we need to befriend with stress and not treat stress like an enemy, to avoid them, get rid of them, stay away from them, or even fear of them. And hopefully by the end of the talk, I managed to convince you to join my Good Stress Club. It is understandable why are we afraid of stress. First, we don't understand it, and that's why we fear it. And we hear so much about stress in a very bad way. The truth is, stress that left unchecked can contribute to many health problems, such as high blood pressure, heart disease, obesity, and even diabetics. And I recall months ago, as I work on one of my stress workshops, I log on to Amazon so that to check on book titles on stress management, and I found 18,331 book titles on this topic. 6 months later, which is today, I went into the same website, doing on the same title search. Guess what? I got 19,554 book titles on stress management. Within 6 months, more than 1,000 titles showed up. Why do we need so many books on stress management? That's my questions. Maybe it doesn't work. At least it's not working for you and for me. Just as you know, as you read books like this, you have to understand that we are reading somebody else's research, somebody else's culture, somebody else's lifestyle, somebody else bringing up, somebody else's belief, somebody else's understanding, and somebody else's habit. So you can only take it as a reference. Hopefully, as you get to know more about yourself and more about stress, you get to compile a very personal book on stress management just for yourself. In the longest time that we try so hard and in many ways to manage stress, we try to meditate, we do yoga, we write a journal, we burn candles, we drink green tea, we go shopping, we eat, we sleep, we walk, we run, we exercise, we even go on holidays, and yet we are still trying. Why? Let me ask you a question. How do you actually manage something that you don't understand or you even fear of? Just as if you are a cat person, I ask you to manage my dog. Is that even possible? No, because because you don't understand that creatures, this is why you fear it. Or how do you manage your marriage or your relationship if you don't understand your spouse or yourself? And how do you actually manage your time if you don't know or you don't understand or you don't have boundary or priorities? Or let me paint you another picture. If you ask a horse to meditate, I think the horse will feel very stressful by just closing his eyes, sitting down and breathe. If you ask a tortoise to run in order to relax, I think we could kill the tortoise. So the key word here is understanding. That's where know thyself is so important. Know thyself is a journey. You might need a mentor, a therapist, or a few dialogue with yourself in order to know thyself. But in today's world, we are so often too busy tending to our phones and our laptops, answering email, and we rarely have time to pause or even slow down to get to know ourselves. Much of the time, we are so transfixed by all the ways we can reflect ourselves out into the world, and we can barely find the time to reflectively back in on our own self. And that's why we feel like we need to go away to a secluded retreat, leaving it all behind our world, and have a break and go on a vacation. So we did. We go far away to the top of the mountain to sort out the clutter, to avoid the chaotic everyday, and to find ourselves again. But on the mountain, when we get that peaceful, beautiful peace of mind, what are we really achieving? Are we actually achieving anything? It's really only a successful escape, which I can say. Yes, I call it an escape. Think of the term we use, retreat. This is a term that armies use when they lost a battle. It means we have got to get out of here. It is how we feel about the stresses of our world, that in order to get inside ourselves, we have to run for the hill or the mountain or somewhere far. And the problem with escaping is your day-to-day life is that you have to come home eventually. So when you think about it, we are actually almost like a tourist visiting ourselves out there, and eventually the vacations got to come to an end. So only when you know yourself that you can manage anything that come within yourself. Because I don't think people understand how stressful it is to explain what's going on in your head when you don't even understand it yourself, isn't it? Because, for example, like stress is so familiar to us all, but understood by few. That's what I see. If I were to ask you, where do you think stress comes from? Do you know the answer? And if I tell you, when worries become excessive, chances are you will trigger the stress response. So let's say we agree on worries cause stress. And my next question is, where does worry come from? Worry sprouts from a sense of lack, or worry comes from a sense of not enough, lacking. Do you get stressed out at work, at home, in social situation, or in another area of life? So if you get stressed out at work, think again, which area of your work that you think is not enough? It could be not enough time to accomplish something, or not smart enough, not experienced enough, not capable enough, or not competent enough. So if you get stressed out at home, which area of the home that is not enough that causes stress? Like the home is not organized enough, not peaceful enough, not loving enough, or even physically not big enough. And what about if you get stressed out in the social situation? So could it be you are not social enough, not friendly enough, not chatty enough, or even not attractive enough? And the next thing, as we know which is the area that is not enough, what we need to do is to acknowledge that not enough instead of running away from it. So only when you acknowledge that not enough, that's where clarity comes. Clarity helps us to make decisions when in stress. What to do next, or even choices that we make, we need clarity. So if you do not know the area, or you do not agree with the not enough, you will find it very difficult, or even feel stuck in making decision on doing what next, or you don't even know what to do next. This is why I want to emphasize on the 3 A's: awareness, acceptance, and action. Awareness is you are aware that you are stressed. Acceptance, which means that you acknowledge the flaws or the not enough that come along, that followed by the acknowledge that you see clarity. With clarity, there come actions of choice. So they help us to do the right thing for the next steps. For example, like communication, clarification, seek understanding, or even seek help. Why the 3A is so important? Why clarity is so important? As you know, when you are under stress, the brain releases cortisol. Cortisol is toxic and it causes cloudy thinking. So part of acknowledging our flaw or our lacking or our not enough under stress is going to be very helpful in making decisions. The important point here is recognizing or acknowledging that all of us are flawed and we are all going to fail now and then. The idea is to think ahead to what those values might be and to put systems in place that will help minimize the damage or to prevent the bad things from happening in the first place. I totally agree with Professor Kelly from the United States, and she said, in order to understand this good side of stress, we need to talk about hormone, the oxytocin. And oxytocin is actually a positive hormone or the good hormone that we so call. Oxytocin doesn't only act on your brain, it also acts on your body. And one of its main roles in your body is to protect your cardiovascular system from the effect of stress. It is a natural anti-inflammatory. It also helps your blood vessels stay relaxed during stress. But my favorite part is actually on the heart. The heart has receptor for this hormone, and oxytocin actually helps heart cells to regenerate and heal from any stress-induced damage. And this stress hormone strengthens your heart. Again, what to do or how do we get this stress hormone? So, as long as you stick to the 3A, you see stress as a helper instead of attacker. So, it's as simple as you just view stress in a positive way that actually generate this good hormone to strengthen your heart. So, when you choose to view your stress response as helpful, you create the biology of courage. And when you choose to connect with others under stress, you can create resilience. Now, I wouldn't necessarily ask for more stressful experience in my life, but this science has given us a whole new appreciation for stress. Stress gives us access to our hearts, the compassionate heart that finds joy and meaning in connecting with others. And yes, your pounding physical heart working so hard to give you strength and energy, and when you chose to view stress in a positive way, you are not just getting better at stress, you are actually making a pretty profound statement. You are saying that to yourself, that you can trust yourself to handle life's challenges, and you are remembering that you don't have to face them alone. So, remember to 3A, see stress as friends instead of enemy. Thank you.